Hi, I'm Ryan from Kamloops, British Columbia, and this is Ryan from Kamloops. Welcome to episode 16 of Ryan from Kamloops. I'm back! Pun intended. Thank you, Kamloops, for all the kind words of support. I'm now 3 weeks post back surgery and feeling much better every day. Big thanks to all the doctors, nurses, and everyone at the Royal Inland Hospital for taking such good care of me. Here's me in my room at the hospital. It was so nice. I had a room all to myself, and I only had to spend one night in there. I was happy to be home in my own bed, and clearly Archie was happy to have me back as well. So I'm back, and I'm ready to meet more positive Kamloopsians, but I'm not at 100% yet, so let's just get things moving today and get right to this week's top story. Teamwork. It really does make the dream work. More thanks go out to my YouTube partner Chris for guest hosting last week. I would have had no show without you, so I really appreciate you. My fiance Carrie also provided the background picture for last week's show too, and I forgot to say it, so I'm going to say it now. Thank you so much, Carrie, for being the best fiance a guy could ever ask for. I love you so much and appreciate everything that you do and especially have done in these last 3 weeks. Please keep that support coming too. And thanks to past guest Lisa from Kamloops Street Rod Association for this week's background picture. I think it's just beautiful. I love the pink. Send me yours and get me your hats to wear on the show. I'll wear it during an episode and I'll say nice things all about you. Someone that's easy to say nice things about is my guest today. JP Lancaster is the head coach of the South Cam Senior Boys football team. I've known JP for a long time. He's been a really positive member of the Kamloops football community, and he was nice enough to come over to tell us all about the latest fundraiser that they've got going on. JP does everything on a volunteer basis, and I'd really love it if we can help these kids out. Here he is with me now in the RFK studio, Coach JP. Thanks, Ryan. I am here with JP Lancaster. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Ryan.
Let's tell Kamloops about this fundraiser you got going on.
Absolutely. So for the South Kamloops football program, we're running a staycation fundraiser. So we're raffling off a voucher for a 2-night stay at the Regent Hotel in Revelstoke, as well as 3 gift certificates to various restaurants in town, each for $100. So kind of thinking, the big barrier for people getting out of town, right, are accommodations and food. So if we can put together a nice little package there, Revelstoke is beautiful, especially this time of year. Take the gondola up, the rail car down if you're at the hill, Enchanted Forest if you got little kids like me. Yeah, just like a nice little staycation. And then for us, all funds for that go to offsetting our operating costs with the football program. Right. So high school athletics, they don't receive much in the way of funding from the schools. So it's either the families pay it through players' fees or we can offset it through fundraising. And really a big mission for us is to keep football affordable and accessible to all families. It's $500 to play at South Cam. We provide the equipment. We're providing, Shut F7 helmets, top tier stuff that you'd see in the NFL on Sundays. And but through community support and fundraising, we can make sure that it's a sport that all families can be a part of.
Well, I appreciate that because, like, my son Cooper, we've seen on the show a couple times, he plays for community. You might have him later in the show,
nice,
talking his deal too. But these fundraisers are so important because we want this to be accessible to kids. We want them to keep coming back and be safe. So the equipment needs to be upgraded constantly, right? So things like this fundraiser is a perfect way for Kamloops to help get involved.
For sure. And I would say, if we're talking about Cooper and community football, we're talking about high school. In the past 5 years, we've seen numbers go up big time. We've got Valley View coming back. So, it's a great trajectory. I would interject, as much as, we like support here. If you're watching this and you're a West Side grad or you're a Valley View supporter, for 2 hours of the year, we're kind of rivals when we're on the field. But as high school football it's tough to do, but it's very meaningful for the community. So, if you're a West Side grad, reach out to Stephen Reed, Cleve Martman, offer to see what they've got going on for fundraisers, help them. I think high school football is really at a position where it could take off.
Yeah.
And we want all programs to thrive.
I certainly do. I've been a big supporter of football in town for a number of years now. I love what you're doing at the Titans. I hope everybody can get on the fundraiser, get a hold of JP, and just come out to some games in the fall. come watch the Titans, come watch Westside, come watch Valley View, and cheer them on. Support the kids. Some of these kids, who knows, one day might be in the NFL like a Logan Stankoven, and you could have been there at his high school game.
Or they might be like Jacob Bond, one of our players who's trying out for the BC Lions right now.
Exactly, right? So come on out and support the Titans. Help JP. Is there anything else we wanted to say?
Well, Ryan, speaking of back in the day, I
yes.
got into the archives and found this jersey. Can you tell us what's special about it?
Well, it is green, so let's hope that it shows up with my background. But this is from the JP Jaguars. Has a little Jaguar paw on the side. This is when I played for John Peterson Secondary, 1998. We went to BC Place and played in the quarterfinals.
Yep.
We lost, but it was a good time.
Yep.
And I'd love that you just sort of keep the traditions going.
Absolutely.
That's why I want to support you always, because you remember the past. You remember us old guys that started out losing every game in grade 11, and we won every game in grade 12 until we got to that quarterfinal game. And you continue that tradition to this day.
Yep. No, and I think it's a special part of the community, the history. And again, talking about you come out, watch a game. It's just a pretty special atmosphere. I think it's pretty unique, and it means a lot to us.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up. And I guess I did notice this is 55, which I believe was Ryan O'Hara's number.
It was, and then I'm
gonna tag him. I'm gonna tag him in this.
That was also the first jersey I wore when I was in grade 10. So there you go.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So thanks, JP, for being on the show. Hit up the fundraiser, talk to JP, come out and support the Titans or any football in town that you possibly can. And we'll send it back to Ryan now. Thanks again, JP.
Thank you.
Thanks, JP, for coming in. Please, everyone, go get some tickets and help these kids get the proper safety equipment that is essential for a game like football. 1 ticket for $5 or get 5 tickets for $20. The raffle draw is June 1st. So you got some time still, but don't wait too long. Thanks again, Coach, for coming in. Okay, let's keep things rolling and go over now to the House of Misfit and see what our good friend Jess has in store for you this week in Kamloops.
Thanks, Ryan. Hey, everyone. It's Jess from House of Misfit from Kamloops. Back again to tell you about what's going on this week for shows and such. I only have a couple things for you. May 22nd at the Cami Inn, there is White Collar Self-Defense, Pill Mill, and Caustic. It's $15 at the door, and doors are at 7. And then Sunday, May 25th is the last of the House of Misfit Spring Pop-Up Series. So come by the shop at 275 Tronquil Road from 12 to 5. The shop will be open, and I will have vendors in the back. That's all I got for now. If I missed your event, let us know in the comments. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks so much, Jess. Let us know in the comments if you have an event coming up that you'd like featured in Jess's segment next week. Or better yet, go to the House of Misfit and introduce yourself to Jess and let her know yourself. Having Jess be such a great partner for me on Ryan from Kamloops has been one of the best parts about starting this show. It really goes along with our top story today of teamwork. And having JP on this week talking about football really got me feeling nostalgic. It inspired me to make this week's top 5 my favorite parts of football. Here we go. Number 5, being outside. I'm old school, and even though I did play that game in BC Place, I believe that football should be played outdoors and in any weather. It may seem weird, but it's really fun playing in snow or even mud. Number 4, overcoming adversity. As I mentioned earlier, our team in grade 11 lost every game in grade 11, but then we went undefeated in grade 12. This kind of thing happens all the time in football. It teaches us not to give up and to keep moving forward. Number 3, the game itself. Football is a really strategic game that I often compare to chess. Offense versus defense. Our plan versus yours. Close games that come down to the last play or two are incredibly exciting, whether you're a player, coach, or like I said earlier, go be a spectator in the stands. Number 2, the friends you make. I've known JP since we were in high school. Greg from Pizza Pie, who was on the show a few weeks ago. who was the guy that introduced me to the game itself, and I've known him since kindergarten. The memories that we made on the football field will last us our lifetime. And my number one favorite part about football is the teamwork that it takes to be successful. The coolest part about football to me is you have 11 different players in 11 different positions who all have 11 individual assignments that all have to execute their role at the exact same time. 11 individuals that must come together for one common goal. Imagine if we had that kind of teamwork in our everyday lives. Okay, that's it for this week's Top 5. Please send me your ideas for future Top 5s in the comments. Get me your background pictures and hats too. I think next week we're going to have Ryan from Kamloops Barber Edition. We're at the end of the show. Thanks again, Kamloops, for the continued support. Thanks, of course, to JP and Jess for being great guests, and Lisa for this week's background picture. I'll be back next week with episode 17. As I said, Barber Edition. Until then, look for the positivity in your life. Knowledge is power, and kids are definitely the future. Bye, everyone.